You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly.
Morning, everybody. I now call the meeting of the directors of the Erie Canal Harbor Development Corporation to order for Tuesday, September 26, 2023. I'd like to note for the record that this meeting is being webcast. We welcome public comments on today's agenda. We'll note for the record that the public was given the opportunity to comment on the agenda item by submitting their written comments by 9 a.m. today. I'd like to state for the record that no comments were received from the public regarding or concerning today's agenda items. We will also note that we do have members of the public attending. I don't think we have public. Well, we have public members here, but they're not media, but they're public members, and we welcome them as well. The directors have received the relevant written materials in advance and are free to ask any questions at any time. Before we begin with the substantive portion of the meeting, we would like to ask the directors whether anyone has any potential conflict of interest with respect to any of the agenda items. If so, would you please make the appropriate disclosure for the record at this time? Hearing none, you may begin. First order of item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the March 15, 2023 and July 20, 2023 directors meetings. Do I have motions? Make a motion. Moved by Eric, seconded by Mike. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Now I would like to call on Mr. Rinaldi for the last time to present the next item relating to the appointment of the president of the corporation. Steve.
Thank you, Robert. As you all know, earlier this year, I was made president of the Erie County Stadium Corporation. And this here is definitely a full-time job. There's a need of a full-time president. There's no doubt there. So Mark Wendell, who's worked with us really since 2019, has been director of design. Has come on board with an extensive background in planning, design, architecture, management, and really stepped up to run a lot of the significant design projects that we have had over the last couple of years. Gateway building, Terminal B facility, a lot of the outer harbor projects that are going to be underway shortly. And in addition to everything else. So anyway, it's time to make that transfer. Mark's been helping really behind the scenes for months now in the transition, and I think we're all comfortable to see Mark take over here and run the show this point forward. So the directors are requested to approve the appointment of Mark Wendell as president of the corporation as set forth in these materials, and to confirm that Mark Wendell is an officer and president of the corporation within the meaning of the New York State Urban Development Corporation Act and the corporation's bylaws, including the indemnification provisions thereof. Based on the foregoing, I recommend approval of requested action.
Thank you, Steve. Any questions or any comments?
Emmett, I think I'm very pleased that Mark is willing to take on this role, because I think the continuity is important. He's been with us and working together for a long time, and is fully conversant with all the projects that are underway. I personally have enjoyed working with him. I think the board owes a real debt of gratitude to Steve Rinaldi for the leadership and the skill he brought to this post. And I'm looking forward to working with Mark in the future, and very confident that he'll bring a level of leadership into this post that we all need, and we all are looking forward to seeing come to fruition. I'm very happy with this choice.
Great. Anyone else?
I would love,
Connie.
thank you. I would love to second what our fabulous wordsmith over here has given all of us. Steve, we do all a great deal for your wonderful leadership, and you've made it fun and interesting and challenging, all of us. So thank you. And Mark, we welcome you, and it's really wonderful to have someone with a good, strong design background in the helm. So thank you very much.
So one designer is going to stay in touch with the other.
That's right. That's right.
One last to get those engineers.
No,
Engineers are designers.
yeah, she knows what you're saying. She understands this. She can read it.
I can read the drawings.
You've been warned, Mark.
Yeah. Well, one of the disadvantages of being the chairman is you're usually the last one to go, so everyone steals your thunder. But number one, congratulations. Thank you. Yeah, we're excited for you. It's a great time in the career, and not only your professional career, but also in the growth and expansion of Canal side and the Outer Harbor, especially the Outer Harbor that you take over. And you are seasoned, and I commend your successor for that opportunity for you to come into this role and do it smoothly. And one of the signs of a great leader is to really have an effective transition in leadership. And Steve, you've done that. You know, that being said, Steve, I can't let the moment go without at least saying, you know, sure, thank you. I mean, but it's more than that, because you know, I went back and looked, and I think you joined Erie Canal, the corporation, in 2008, and we still had an odd then. You know, so you've been with the organization from the very beginning, and you now transition out to another exciting opportunity in Buffalo, which is you certainly deserve it, and we're proud that you moved to that. But you really have, you know, the entire odd block in Canal side is under construction and will be completed in a very short time. And that is to your credit and Mark's as well, and everyone else is on the team. So I can't say enough about you. I know the board can't say enough about you. And I think the community owes you a big debt of gratitude and thank you, because it's really been something that we're all very proud of what we've accomplished in the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Did you have gray hair?
I did not. Just a little. Just a little.
But you still have it.
Oh, one more job.
At least you got it. So, well, that's great. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah, and please keep in touch. I'm sure our paths will continue to cross. And but then again, this is Mark's moment, and really congratulations again, Mark, and all the best. And we're here to help you as well. So having everyone's pontificated enough.
I'll just say thank you for always picking up my phone call. Thank you, Mark, for now picking up my phone call.
Absolutely. Great. All in favor?
Well, you got to take motions first.
Oh, motion to pass that Mark become president.
So moved. So moved.
Move
with pride.
Seconded by Shatora. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, Mark, you're up. I'm going to leave. Congratulations. Authorization for the corporation to enter into a contract for general construction services in connection with the Long Shed interior renovation project. Mr. Wonder.
Thank you. First, I wanted to say thank you to the board for approving my recommendation. I really look forward to moving forward with the vision of Canal side and your Outer Harbor that you have worked so strongly with Steve. And Steve has been a great leader, really edging that path down. And I'm looking forward to taking over and really working with everybody here and having the support of the governor's office as well as to, I'm looking forward to getting the implementation of the plans moving forward. So thank you first. That being said, moving on to the next item. The next three items on our board relate to the Long Shed renovation project, as Robert mentioned. The scope of work is going to create transient boat shower rooms as well as additional public restrooms beneath the existing Long Shed mezzanine. There will also be a clothes washing area as well as an office for any kind of support that is required. This scope of work was included in the original design for the Long Shed. It was put on hold to provide our first tenant, the Buffalo Maritime Center, with enough space to work and construct the replica packet boat that they're currently hoping to complete in March of 2024. So during the construction, this building, all the utilities were sized to accommodate these future renovations. They're distributed to the corner. So really we're just focusing on enclosing a corner that is going to then provide, I guess, public restrooms and shower rooms. And the public restrooms will be greatly needed for when we have utilized the space for our bicentennial in 2025. So the three separate contracts for this work will total a not to exceed amount of approximately $645,000. And this amount does include any contingencies for any unanticipated scope of items. We will have the Lyro Group be a construction manager. They were the construction manager for the original construction of the Long Shed building, and we will utilize their contract to oversee these modifications. ESD's non-discrimination and contractor supplier diversity policies will apply to each, to the to the general contract as well as the mechanical contract of this project. The electric contract will have an exemption as it did not meet the 100,000 threshold. The organization shall be required to include minorities and women in any job opportunities created, to solicit and utilize minority and women-owned business enterprises and service disabled veteran-owned businesses for any contractual opportunities generated in connection with the project, and shall be required to use good faith efforts and pursuant to Article 142.8 and 252.2 to achieve an overall MDBE participation goal of 30% and an SDVOB participant goal of 6% for the total value of ESD's funding. The directors have determined there's no significant effect on the environment for the Canal side improvement project. So with the first item will be our general construction contractor. On May 26, 2023, the ECHCC solicited bids for the Long Shed interior renovations project in New York State Contract Reporter. Only one bid was received on June 20th, 2023, and read aloud publicly through a conference call. ECHCC and Lyro Group, the construction manager for the Long Shed project, descoped Draghi Burgos, the apparent low bidder, on June 30th, 2023. Draghi Burgos is a new minority-owned construction business that has been in existence for 2 years, but the two owners have over 26 years of combined experience in construction within Western New York. the company which began in 2021. Draghi Burgos is located on Michigan Avenue in Buffalo. They have worked on a number of interior renovation projects in the city of Buffalo, including the recently renovated Buffalo City Court offices. This contract is a lump sum contract in an amount not to exceed $279,000. That is $254,000 base bid with a $25,000 contingency, as delineated in the project plans and specifications dated May 17, 2023, along with 3 addenda that were provided during the bidding period. The project is slated to begin at the end of September 2023 and expected to be completed by May 31st, 2024. The funding source shall be the New York Power Authority. At this time, the directors are requested to make a determination of responsibility with respect to the proposed contractor, authorize the corporation to enter into construction contract with Draghi Burgos for an amount not to exceed a total of $279,000, which includes $254,000 base and $25,000 contingency.
Great, thank you, Mark. Any questions? Any comments?
Mark, I have a question concerning the scope of work.
Get used to it, Mark. Yes.
It's true. Thank you. Concerning the scope of work, when this is being done for the laundry facilities and shower facilities, the plumbing will also be done in such a way that if there's a change of use for more restrooms.
Yes. Yes, if we need to make modifications, the design of the long shed of these renovations are in such with the placement that if we had to convert some to public restrooms or vice versa, we do have that flexibility in this design. I should also add that the consultants, the architects, designed this space to really to match all the existing interior finishes. So we will still have that horizontal siding on the interior, as well as the high-end fit or maintainable finishes on the bathrooms, but the design is a flexible design.
Okay, good, thank you.
Anyone else? I'll entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Moved by Mike, second by Connie. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Mark will now present the authorization for the corporation to enter into the electrical construction contract for services with the long shed interior renovations project.
Thank you, Robert.
Mr. Wendell.
And this, on May 26th, the ECHC solicited bids for the long shed interior renovation project. We received 2 electric bids on June 23rd and were read aloud publicly through a conference call. ECHC and Lyro Group reviewed the low bidders and recommend the contract be awarded to Fry Electric. For over 75 years, Fry Electric has been in the business of providing Western New York and beyond with service in the construction industry. The company, which began in 1945, provides a full spectrum of services in the electrical and communication fields. Fry Electric is located on Pierce Avenue in the city of Tonawanda. They have worked on a number of projects in the city of Buffalo, including work with Erie Canal Harbor Development Corporation and other state agencies, and they are currently the electric contractor for our Terminal B renovation project. This contract is a lump sum contract in an amount not to exceed $92,850, which includes a base bid of $84,350 and an $8,500 contingency as delineated in the project plans and specifications dated May 17, 2023, along with 3 addenda that were provided during the bidding period. As previously stated, this project is slated to begin at the end of September and expected to be completed by May 31st, 2024, and the funding source is the New York Power Authority. So at this time, the requested action is for the directors to make a determination of responsibility with respect to the proposed contractor, authorize the corporation to enter into a construction contract with Fry Electric Construction Company for a base bid amount of $84,350, including plus a contingency of $8,500 for a total contract amount of $92,850.
Thank you, Ron. Any questions or comments from any of the directors? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve. Moved by Shadora, seconded by Eric. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Mark, please present the final item on today's agenda, a request for the corporation to enter into a mechanical construction services contract in connection with the for the Longshed interior renovation.
Thank you. Again, on May 26th, ECACC solicited bids for the Longshed interior renovation project for the mechanical scope of work. 0 bids were received on June 20th, 2023. Collected with our construction manager, Lyro Group, we reached out to a number of mechanical contractors to receive bids and received 2 at that time. During ECHC and Lyro Group descoped both bidders on July 20th, 2023, and recommend Danforth be awarded the contract. The John W. Danforth Company has been in business of providing Western New York beyond the service construction industry for over 130 years. The company provides a full spectrum of services in the mechanical and plumbing fields. Danforth is located on Colvin Woods Parkway in the city of Tonawanda. They have worked on a number of projects in the city of Buffalo, including work for the federal government and U.S. Federal Courthouse in Buffalo. This contract is a lump sum contract in an amount not to exceed $272,600, which includes a base bid of $248,000 and a contingency of $24,600. This bid was based on the specifications and plans dated May 17, 2023, along with 3 addenda that were provided during the bidding period. This project is slated to begin in September, and in September it'll be completed by May 30th, 2024. And again, the funding source is the New York Power Authority. So the requested action is, again, the directors are requested to make a determination of responsibility with respect to the proposed contractor and authorize the corporation to enter into a construction contract with John W. Danforth Company for a base bid amount of $248,000, contingency of $24,600 for a total of $272,600.
Okay. Any questions? Any comments? Hi.
Mark, since there were no other bidders, how do we know that we're getting a good
Well, like we received multiple bidders, so we received 2 after the phone call. We received
but originally none. Right?
Originally none. There was a lot of public school work out at the time that the mechanical contractors for bidding this. So we reached out to about 8 different contractors to submit a proposal. And we met with both of them and went through very extensive descoping to make sure they understood the project, understood that the price was going to be comparable to what we thought the budget was.
Okay, thank you.
Isn't that consistent with what's happening lately? Just not a lot of bidders out there.
That is correct. There is a large project in Orchard Park. That is.
Well, whoever's in charge of that project at Orchard Park is mucking up everything.
A lot of school work.
So you have to go look a little further. Yeah. So great. Thank you. Anyone else? Entertain a motion to approve. Moved by Eric, seconded by Shatora. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Well, that completes our meeting. I'll entertain a motion for us to adjourn. Moved by Shatora, seconded by Connie. All in favor? Aye.
Hi.
We are adjourned. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, New York.
Wait a moment.
Great first meeting. You had 1,000.
1,000.